Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more. Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Jaycee, I'm back.
Cynthia did her job.
Yeah, I like that though. That was fun.
Jaycee's like, man, I have to say my own name.
Yeah, so this is the third time Jaycee's been with us, I think, for this show. Maybe?
Something like that.
Yeah.
She didn't find the other episodes interesting, so she was like, let me know there's a good one.
Sorry, y'all.
All right, and today we are talking about Season 2, Episode 15, titled Unopened Letter to the World. Let me see. Air date, Tuesday. Air date, February 22nd, 2005. And the synopsis is...
Coach tells his students to make a video for the time capsule that will be opened in 50 years. And then when Mouse says it's sometimes opened early... Mouse. Yeah, no, I'm saying Mouse. Yeah, sometimes when it's opened early, earlier than 50 years, Anna convinces him to help erase hers. And then Andy helps Karen to fight Dan in court. Nathan continues his self-destruction, quits his job at Dan's garage and gets Lucas and him arrested. And then Peyton and Jake go on their first date. And then Brooke thinks about what she can do as president.
Long synopsis there.
Well, it was cut by a lot already. So.
Well, there is a lot that happened in this episode, though.
Yes.
Yeah, so we start off with Nathan from his video.
Now, did you guys like when they did the video and then a scene and then somebody's video and a scene? I was like, okay.
I didn't mind it. I kind of liked it.
It's too choppy.
It was all over the place, that's for sure.
I'm like, where are we going to now? Like, it just didn't seem like storytelling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was kind of like, all right, this is weird, but okay.
Yeah. I did enjoy it, though.
I mean, I liked hearing their videos, but it was just choppy in between scenes.
I think if they put it all together, all the videos together, it would have been too long of a segment.
Yeah,
but it was just too much.
To each their own.
All right. So Nathan's feeling really down about Haley still being gone, so he's like, not really taking it seriously. Basically saying that what anybody says in their video is just a lie.
He's being reckless.
Mm-hmm.
He really is.
He really doesn't care.
No, I mean, I guess if I was heartbroken, I would probably be acting similar.
Yeah, well, according to him, what was the last episode? He told Lucas she's coming back and we'll work everything out. So what happened to that person?
Oh, really?
It's like, liar.
Yeah.
Jaycee found it.
So I haven't seen a brand new pen in like years. It's got the little tip on it.
Yeah. Cynthia's just like,
wow, that's remarkable.
Look at Cynthia's face.
She's like, really, Jaycee? That's what you're amazed by? Anyway.
Yeah, so the next scene is in a classroom with Whitey's tape playing.
Why did I not catch it was Whitey until the end?
Because that's when they said it was his.
Oh, okay.
Or that's when they kind of hinted
brought
it
it together.
I don't know, because it was just some kid from the 50s.
At the end, I thought it was so cute because it was Whitey.
Yeah.
What subject is this? And
I didn't know it.
Last I knew, he was in charge of the student council. Now, all of a sudden, he's in charge of the time capsule. What class? This has got to be a class.
He's
what
a
is
teacher?
Yeah, because he's not coaching basketball anymore because the season's over. So I guess they're just having him be the teacher for these random classes and assignments.
I don't know what you would call that class.
Right.
Random?
I mean, in our health class, the coach taught. He wasn't a coach, was he?
Wrestling?
Yeah, he was a coach.
You said he wasn't a coach.
Yeah, he was.
Well, I think our school's a little different, especially middle school. Yeah. Our coaches, I feel like for middle school, had to be a staff member.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to high school, they were staff members except for like the football coach.
Yeah.
He wasn't. I think he was a teacher at a different school.
Really?
The one you didn't like.
He was a...
Because the other one, was a teacher.
Yeah.
And it seemed like all the other coaches we had seemed to be staff members of some kind.
Did they have to be, or it just worked out that way?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it was...
I feel like it just happened to work out that way. They probably didn't want to put anyone else on the payroll.
Oh, you know something about this sport? Come and be our coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
guess.
don't know if it was like you had to be or what. But it seemed like in middle school, all of the coaches were staff members.
Were staff members.
That's why I didn't know if it was just middle school or what.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of weird. It worked out that way, though.
Yeah.
Which is good for the kids, I guess, because when you need to talk to them, they're there.
Right.
And it's not like, well, come and talk to me at practice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes you need to tell them right now.
Yeah.
So it was good that way for them. Plus, do you guys remember in 7th grade for basketball when he is our social studies teacher who was the coach? And he told us, he said, if you guys come to the game tonight or today, he said, I'll give you guys extra credit.
They did some weird stuff for extra credit.
And I was like, sign me up. We don't have to like take notes or anything, right?
Just show up.
And he goes, no, just show up. And I'm like, cool, I'll be there. He
just wanted people there in the stands.
I think it was because nobody was showing up to the game.
Wasn't it something about like you handed like tissue boxes too?
Yeah, we've done. Those are my favorite.
I think it was just because they didn't have enough of a budget to even have enough tissue. I guess
that's sad.
Yeah,
that's sad.
That is sad. Think about it.
I'm not gonna lie. What was it? Which class was it? I think it was science. It was. I was with my mom, and we were. It was for parent-teacher conferences. She was like, and that was like a C. And she goes, if you give me whatever number it was, tissue boxes, she goes, I'll up it up to a B. And I was like, cool. Okay. So that I could say in the A and B range. And I was like, because that was like my only class I had a C in. So I was like, okay, I'll bring it, on Monday with me. I'm like, perfect. And they used that. Now, in high school, once we had this stupid... the stupid grading system.
I hated
We couldn't do tissues anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because before that, you could. Because they could just put it in. But now, we kind of do it. It's not a part. The tissue boxes are not a part of the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my God, I hated that.
And I hated that because I was like, now what? Now you expect me to still bring you tissue boxes for what?
But don't get anything for it.
What am I getting out of this? I'm not getting a free smoothie or anything, so why would I give you a box of tissues? But yeah, but I remember, I'll never forget when he just was like, so it was like a bunch of girls just showed up, because the guys are playing basketball, so it was just a bunch of us girls showed up for the game. I don't even know if he even...
Just for credit.
Which I don't even know how he even
just
remembered anybody was there.
Sure.
Yeah, because I'm like, we didn't have a sign-up sheet that said we were there or anything.
Right.
So how did he know who was there and who wasn't?
I think he just knew his students well enough to remember, I guess.
He was coaching. He didn't even see us.
You never know. He could have been looking.
He checked the cameras. No, I'm just kidding. Probably not.
Tell him the principal, I need to check the cameras and see who was there. Wouldn't that be funny if that's actually what he did? I do think he just probably just took our word for it and really didn't care. Maybe he asked us what the final score was.
I don't know.
But I feel like you could just tell your friend what the score was.
Good memory.
Maybe you could just tell your friend what the score was and then he would believe you.
Right.
I don't know. It was also the same class that a certain person to my right had a crush on a student teacher. So it was also that same class.
So the thing is, I remember the student teacher,
but not him.
I'm having trouble remembering the teacher. I can't picture his face.
If only she knew who the teacher was.
Was he cute? We had a crush on him.
Well,
Cynthia, help me. I can't.
He was married to another teacher at the school. Elementary school teacher.
Your teacher?
No way.
Yeah.
Your teacher? Your 4th grade teacher?
Yeah, he was cute. He was cute. Yep. Okay, that's who that was.
Okay, so not only did Jaycee have a crush on the student teacher,
I had a lot of crushes.
she had a crush on the teacher.
They were both cute to look at. Mm-hmm.
So I have a question.
We should look up the student teacher these days. See what he's up to if we can find him. I wonder if he's married.
Do you remember his name?
Yeah, I remember his name.
So after the video's done, he says 1955 was the last time they had the time capsule created, and 2005 was 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Long ass time.
just talked about their lives.
Yeah. How did you like though? He said it'll be opened in 2055. I was like,
dang, we still got a while yet.
I still got 30 more years.
Mm-hmm.
Can you could you even imagine opening up a time capsule in 50 years?
No.
It'd be crazy. I'd hope I'd be alive to see it.
It would just be so weird to see. I wouldn't want to see myself from when I was a teenager.
I would. I think it'd be cool.
No.
At that point, when I'm an old lady,
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't want to be like, oh, look at me when I was young.
No. What would you even say in the time capsule?
At that age, I have no idea. I have no idea.
I mean, thinking of myself back then, because I was so shy, I wouldn't even know what to say. What do I talk about?
Well, they just talked about themselves and maybe their future selves and what the future would be like.
I don't know what I would even say because I didn't even have anything figured out in high school. I still don't have anything figured out for real. Oh, I'm just living life day to day, man. No, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to college. And then I dropped out. I don't know what. Brittany, you have no idea what you'd say?
No.
Yeah, so apparently they're going to record theirs in the supply closet, and what he says he's not going to see them. Nobody will until 2055. And by that time, he'll be dead and buried.
Yeah, he's old.
And then the bell rings, so everybody walks out. So he tells Nathan, he has a second. And Nathan just says no and walks out. That was kind of funny, but yeah. But then, Lucas is still there, so he asks Lucas if he's looking out for Nathan, and Lucas says he's trying, which he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we go to Peyton's locker. Do you remember what happened to Peyton's locker in the previous episodes before this?
No.
About Anna? Someone has spray painted, yeah. So, and they didn't even remove it right away, so, Payne had the right to be mad about that.
Yeah.
And, so I was just saying, Brittany, that we see Peyton's locker, it looks like they just scratched it off, the whole paint.
Why couldn't they repaint the locker?
Right, because they never removed the D word off her locker.
Oh, I guess I didn't see that part.
It just looks really bad. I'm like, really? Couldn't do better than that? They just, scraped it off, and that was it. They left it alone after
I guess
that.
they wanted people to keep seeing it.
I don't know. Yeah.
I would want a new locker.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Because then people are just going to keep seeing it and remember it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they say, oh, it'll blow over next week?
No, what?
If it's still there,
Right.
it's going to be talked about forever.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, people remember things.
Constant reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jake walks up to her, saying that he needs to move out, and he's going to move back in with his parents.
I respect him for that.
Right. Yeah, because he wants to ask her out on Friday night. Karen is going to watch Jenny.
Well, like I told you, he should move in with his parents because it's going to look really bad in the court when Nikki tries to go after him that you lived with your teenage girlfriend.
And you're trying to get custody.
Yeah, that's not stable for her. You lived at your parents, you moved, then you lived in Savannah with your cousin. Now you moved in with your teenage girlfriend.
A stable household.
Yeah, and she's still a baby. The court is going to be questioning all that.
They thrive on routine and that she doesn't have it.
When he was at his parents, there was a routine.
Yeah.
But then he just messed it all up.
Yeah, because it's not like she's emancipating like Nathan is, so if they see her situation, then she might get in trouble too, or her dad would get in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll be like, does this girl's parent or dad even know that he's paying basically for you two?
Yeah, because I don't think he does. He wouldn't let Jake stay there.
What good dad would let
Larry is not a good dad.
Well, no, we don't ever see him.
No, he's a terrible father. You know the one episode he was in, I put him as the worst. Because I hated that he showed up out of the blue and then left again.
Yeah, the last time we saw him was when he took off.
What is he off doing?
I don't even know what the dude's job is. No. I don't think we ever know.
Right, the last time we saw him was when Jake first left, so.
Yeah, because remember he took him with him.
Yeah.
And that was on the boat. He works on a ship or something.
Oh.
I don't know what he does. Also, I know you guys covered it, but I stepped out. But why does everybody just assume Lucas needs to take care of Nathan? Nathan is the same age as Lucas. He's not little. Why does Lucas need to watch out for Nathan?
Take care of him.
Because like when Whitey said, are you taking care of him or watching out for him? It's like, how did that become his responsibility? Well, the dude has parents, right?
I think if roles were reversed, they'd be asking Nathan the same thing, like, are you watching out for him? Like,
but either way,
Lucas was spiraling out of control.
But either way, it's not a teenager's responsibility.
No, it's not.
It's the parents' responsibility.
But they know Lucas is a little more
I know,
mature.
But they're acting as if he is an adult and like the older brother by a few years.
He's
it's
older
like
by
Taylor.
A couple months.
It's not like Taylor and Haley that are a few years apart. Mm-hmm. It's literally a couple months. They're the same age.
Yeah, well, my niece and nephew that were in high school with me looked out for me. And we're not that far different.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but it's not that. It's one thing to just do it, but for people to expect it is a totally different thing.
I can see where you're coming from on that. But so I can see where you're coming from on that.
I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't want people to just like expect me to do it. I would do it out of love, but he's also a teenager who should be living his life, not worrying about what Nathan is doing, even though he is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I don't like that adults are exposed. Why don't Whitey go look after him? He has no coaching
He's looking
to do.
After all the kids.
Not really. Lucas is looking after Nathan. Nobody.
Whitey's there for him.
Whitey is making Lucas look after him.
Whitey's getting drunk in his office.
Exactly. Can you believe they actually let him drink in the
I don't
school?
think they let him. I think he just does what he wants.
Here's my coffee. Just don't smell my breath because it's going to be alcohol. I mean, really, Whitey? Mm-hmm. I mean, him and Keith get drunk in there all the time.
Do you still wonder why our one teacher got... I think we talked about it.
What?
Just they randomly got taken out of the school during the middle of the year. What? Do we ever know why?
What teacher?
Our teacher in high school.
What grade were we in?
He was our 9th grade history teacher.
I don't remember that.
No, they said he was sick.
Oh, that's what happened. I wondered what happened. No, I just didn't know what happened.
Didn't he actually pass away from
Yes!
Yeah, I remember we mentioned him.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yep, I remember what.
I only remember because I didn't have him for the history class. I had him the next year, sophomore year, for theater.
Oh, got you.
And I remember he missed about a month.
Why didn't they tell nobody what was going on?
Maybe he didn't want them to know.
Yeah.
It's so sad because people thought the worst things.
Because I remember, for a few weeks, he wasn't there, and it was like, should we get started with the play? So he showed up, and then he was there that year, and then I don't know when he just didn't come back, because I know he was there that year.
Yeah.
Because that's how, because he was our theater person,
Mm-hmm.
but after that, I don't know when he stopped showing up.
There were so many rumors going around.
Well, it is weird for somebody to be out that long, a month, and then not. And it's at the beginning of the school year when you're supposed to get to know your students.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that group, that freshman group. I don't know if they ever got to really.
I don't think they knew.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so the next scene is with Peyton recording her video. She tells her future self happy 67th birthday.
That's crazy.
Happy 67th. And then it was kind of weird when she brought up Jenny, and she goes, "You'd be in your 50s." And I'm like, wouldn't she be like just 50? Or just turning 51?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't have just said
50s.
Why couldn't she just say 51? No,
I don't know.
how she said it. She goes, "You'd be in your 50s." And I'm like,
Yeah, I think she just made
really?
it general. Yeah. Yeah, so she says that, her dad loves her, plus he's a total fox.
Like Jenny wants to know that.
What if they don't even end up together?
Well, I guess you're going to know your dad was a total fox.
Yeah, so the next scene, we hear Karen. I think it was a segue, because Karen says she's not going to let Dan outfox her.
There was a lot of segues in this episode.
Yeah.
Like, once somebody said something, it was the next scene.
Yeah.
It was because Keith did it too on one of the videos, and then it went to Keith, and he said something too.
Right. Yeah, so she says the state requires remediation before they'll let her remove Lucas from Dan's care.
That's weird. It's weird because he hasn't been in the kid's life.
Yeah.
Like, why would the court be like, let's re-examine this?
Well, I guess because Lucas is as old as he is. Well, but then Nathan was emancipated, so then why? Okay, yeah.
It's going to look really good for Dan.
Why would they let Dan... Okay, you're right. But at the same time, I feel like only because he's older, they will allow it.
But wouldn't Karen use that to her advantage that Nathan emancipated himself because he didn't want to live with his parents?
Yeah, I don't know.
And then he could use... I mean, that would be a perfect thing is he ran his one kid that was living with him out of the house.
Yeah.
Because neither one of them were stable enough to keep him. And she has been there for Lucas and paid for everything for him.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Plus, don't courts normally side with the mom if they're stable?
Most times.
Like, that's why it's just kind of weird that they're gonna side with Dan.
Yeah.
But also, I'm surprised you're even going through all this because can't the court just ask Lucas right away who he wants to live with? So why is there this back and forth?
Well, he is asked in this case, and he still says Dan, so...
Well, that's what I mean, is at what? Even 14 or something, you can say, depending on what state you're in, you can say right at court who you want to live with. So why is there any debating? Just ask Lucas straight out. Just have a lawyer or something ask him who he wants to live with. Like, why do we have to go back and forth?
Simple.
But why do we have to go back and forth of who did what when it's his choice?
For more entertaining TV.
Because it was good or something?
Yeah.
Did Dan have a lawyer? I can't even remember.
No,
sure he does.
He don't? No. He had, it was only her lawyer, I thought.
Yeah, because I know he didn't have one when he was trying to divorce Deb, but...
Yeah. He just, for some reason, isn't going with lawyers.
He's just that cocky. He thinks he's so good.
You know, he's one of those people that will defend himself in court. I'll be the lawyer of myself.
Yeah. I would say maybe he had a really good lawyer, but that's not this case.
No, because remember he said, "Nice to meet you," to whoever it was. And I'm like, I remember the lawyer was trying to, like, diffuse the situation, but he just is so cocky and goes above everything that, of course, he was overpowering the lawyer. Which he wouldn't do if it was his own lawyer.
Yeah.
Also, don't you think Karen would like use the therapy sessions and everything?
Yeah.
Like, look, they went to therapy and look, his son still ran out.
True.
So, Andy says that he's made some calls himself.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What calls? And what is he doing?
He's using the PA. Yeah, he has a PI digging up dirt on Dan.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, but you just wonder what he's going to get out of it.
And then at school, Lucas walks up to Brooke asking her what's up, Miss President, and Brooke tells him not to remind her. It was fun to win. And
now she has to do something?
Yeah, so...
Oh, dear.
They made it look like she was serious about the role, and now she's, like, going back to, like, wanting to be...
Second guessing it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I like the title.
That's it.
And the privilege of it. But
Right.
I don't actually want to do the job.
Right, which makes her look bad again.
Yeah, it's like the old Brooke, yeah.
And, Lucas says she was thinking that she'd be great at this, and everyone who voted for her, including himself, was thinking the same thing.
We were supposed to believe he didn't vote for her.
Right. Because the only one was Erica, besides
Yeah, and like he's going to vote for her.
Yeah.
Mouth probably would have.
Oh, Mouth loves Brooke, though.
I know, but they were not in a good place at this point.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And then apparently Lucas got her a present.
How did you like when Felix came up? He's back, you guys. Felix is back.
Felix.
Your buddy Felix is
He's
back.
cute. And that's it.
He's cute.
He's a little twerp.
Yeah, so both Felix and Anna were missing the last couple of episodes, but apparently only Felix was on a cruise.
No, he said Anna. He said he was enjoying his cruise until Anna showed up.
Oh, yeah.
So no, she was on the cruise, but
Right.
but I was but again, it's just weird. He was missing because he was on a cruise. So I'm supposed to believe that.
Yeah, why wasn't Anna? Oh, she was?
She was, but it's just weird because he was a part of the election, helping her.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared for the last episode.
That's strange.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
weird.
And then apparently she joined him late because she was in one episode and he wasn't, so.
Did you? How'd you like when his face though? I did feel bad for him. Because look, he's kind of comes in on the moment of Lucas and Brooke. And you don't really want to see that if that's your girlfriend. Someone else getting her a gift.
Mm-mm.
Maybe he should have got her one.
He's been getting her gifts.
Oh, well.
Expensive ones.
Yeah. And
Not thoughtful
Where's he getting the
ones.
money, Mom and Dad?
Yeah. But not thoughtful ones like Lucas was giving.
Yeah. Because I think he was trying to make himself look better, so he's like on the spot saying, I'm going to throw you a party,
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, he thought, what did Lucas give her? A book or something?
yeah, book and magazines, yeah.
Yeah, and he was probably like, you know what? What's better than that and more expensive? A party. And plus, he knows
He
Brooke,
wanted the party.
but he knows Brooke loves parties, and so
True.
he just figured, hey, it's bigger and better than what Lucas gave you because Lucas can't throw
Gotta
you that.
whomp 'em.
Yeah. Apparently she still wants presents, and Felix says there will be presents there for her. And then we go to the scene of Anna making her video. For the assignment, she says she's a junior at Tree High. So, is Felix also a junior? Wait, no, he wasn't in these. I just realized these videos.
No.
So he's a senior then?
Or is he younger?
No, I just think that certain people didn't make videos because they
They're not in
didn't.
class. Whatever class it was.
No, I just think that the people that were in the videos were supposed to be important in the episode.
Oh, yeah, that makes
Like,
sense.
Anna's story obviously is important, so they made her say something. Peyton made sense. Nathan getting all made sense. It's like that stuff.
Yeah. So she says that since it's 2055, she guesses it's okay to say that she's bisexual.
Can you believe she actually said all that in the video?
Yeah.
I didn't hear her say that in the first part until the end.
When she changed it to she was gay and straight, or
Yeah.
yeah,
She changed it?
yeah, because she
went back and re-recorded.
Oh.
That's why she was with Mouth.
What's the difference? It's the same thing.
Well, I think she was trying to point out that she doesn't really now she
doesn't know how she identifies or what?
Well, she doesn't like labels. She doesn't like
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I watched this 9 years ago with Brittany, so 2015, and this aired in 2005. So
oh wow,
10 years
prior, or 10 years prior. And it was hard to kind of look up research about this, but anybody can correct me if anybody else knows out there. But from my experience, what I've watched, she was the first character to actually say bisexual.
really?
Like, there were bisexual characters in shows in the past, but never the label attached to it. So I was surprised. Because the next one after that I knew of was Callie Torres from Grey's Anatomy, because she had her episode in 2009, so 4 years after this one.
Oh.
Yeah,
so I just thought it was really interesting. And then
beat that other shows.
yeah, no, just really
when people, because people are like, oh, well, I love the OC, or, people don't want to say One Tree Hill's better.
Why not?
But, I don't know. And so it's just like, here you go. Like, what do they have that One Tree Hill?
What did they do different?
Nothing. It's like, well, they didn't do this. Like, they weren't doing important topics like this.
Yeah. But, like I said, this was the first time I saw a character that was bisexual, and before that, it was only really mainly, straight and gay. So this was, big for me at the time, because I did struggle a lot like Anna, knowing I really liked guys, but then when girls came along, it was just confusing, because I didn't know it was possible, even for a while, to even be attracted to more than one gender.
Right, it's not really talked about a whole lot, like when you're young.
And it should be, so people, like kids, aren't confused.
Right. And they feel ashamed.
Right, and that they can
know that, hey, a lot of people are actually like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that way they can talk about it without people judging them too.
Right.
Because they know about it.
Yeah.
Maybe in 2055 we'll get there.
Maybe.
Because I feel like it's still not there.
Mm-hmm.
Even, this 20 years later? And it's like we're still not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Anna says she hasn't found the nerve to come out to her friends and family yet by the future date 2055. Surprise. And then we transition to Keith, also saying surprise to Jules, another segue, about the house he found for them. So he, is jumping the gun and buying this house for Jules.
Oh, poor Keith.
And, the girls on Drama Queens did mention, like, it's a big move to go on your own and not get the input of your soon-to-be partner for life. Because, like, what if she doesn't like the house,
Very true.
Or maybe she doesn't like the neighborhood or something, like anything.
That's a huge purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, right before the wedding, too. Not even until maybe after. Because they have his house, so I don't know why they couldn't stay there for a little bit longer, at least.
Right.
I guess that was her wedding gift.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have wanted to put some input into
Maybe he just figured she didn't care.
That could be.
Like,
or it's just a starter house.
Or she just goes along with whatever he says, because I think she does anyway, because she knows if she says that what the biggest thing is, it's going to break him up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Because he just might think she's just one of those yes people that just go along with it. So, like, do you love this? Yes. Do you love? Sure. Okay. So you're that easy. You won't care that I.
Sorry, she just dropped it. It was kind of better.
I don't know if she spilled something.
No, she just dropped it in the cup.
So he just might figure she's just one of those people that don't care, like truly don't care.
Yeah.
But I feel like she would.
Mm-hmm.
I would care.
Yeah, but I don't think she could say much right now.
Not right now. Not the position she's in.
No, that's why she has to. That's why she just said, "Right." It's like,
yeah. And then at the dealership, Dan runs into Nathan. He asks him how he's doing, and Nathan says, "Drunk and bitter, kind of like Mom."
I did like his.
But is Deb drunk and bitter right now?
Probably.
No, that's what I was thinking too.
I'm like,
we haven't seen her.
I haven't. I know in the future she becomes like that, but I'm like, she let him. He manipulated her to staying after she found out he was better, and no, you can stay, and it's like, what? Like, who says that? And so, like, you saw him lie.
Yeah.
And you confronted him, and then you're still letting him stay? But honestly, we really haven't seen her.
Right.
And honestly, she's only been bitter still about Nathan. It's not about Dan.
Right.
She don't care about Dan.
No, but when he said that, she's bitter. She's bitter more about you, Nathan, than anything.
He was just trying to take a jab at him.
Yeah, well, it didn't really make any sense.
Yeah. And Dan, surprisingly wants to apologize to him, man to man.
No, apologize. Move back in, son.
Damn.
That wife of yours ain't coming back.
Yeah, and he's not even mad about the punch he gave him. And then tells Nathan not to shut out him or his brother, especially since they're working together.
How did you like that? Your brother. I'm like, this is a little weird.
Yeah.
Like, be nice to your brother. Now, in real life, fathers are supposed to say that, but this is Dan
Not
Scott.
Dan Scott, yeah. When has he ever referred to them as brothers?
or even to what?
Makes a lot of sense now. Well, later, Lucas called him Dad.
You think that's why? But he didn't hear him say you'd be nice to your brother.
Oh, you're right. You said that's Nate. Never mind.
And that's when Lucas comes walking up.
Now how did you like this scene? I was like, oh, that's so cute. They're dressed alike.
Yeah, with the matching uniforms.
So when Lucas offered to, kind of, come in and work when, help Dan out, did you really expect him to work alongside Nathan when he said it?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking more like management, like helping him like with paperwork, not working side by side with Nathan.
Or have him selling cars alongside with him, maybe.
Yeah, I thought maybe more that route, not Nathan. But of course, it's only to make him mad. Because he knows it'll just tick Nathan off if Lucas is working alongside him.
Yeah, but then Nathan quits.
I quit. Oh, no, I'm not working alongside him. It's like as if Lucas has done something wrong to him.
And then we go to Lucas's video. He mentions his best friend, Haley.
Now, don't you think in 50 years, okay, let's forget what happens next season, but let's, in 50 years when they open it, you don't think people in the class or whatever are going to sit there and go, or whatever this is, and go, Haley was mentioned in Nathan's video, and she was also mentioned in Lucas's video. Like me as like the little investigator, I would be like, I'm gonna put these pieces together, figure out what happened and who she is, because they both said it. So it's just
looking her up online.
Exactly.
If her because we know what happens to her with her music career, so by that point, I think they would know who she is anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, but I don't know if she would say where she's from.
But they said her name. People would know where she's from. Let's be real.
Yeah, because then she runs the label too after Peyton leaves.
Yeah.
So she's well known at least in Tree Hill. So
I don't know. It's just kind of because I'm like I would piece it all together because Nathan said her name, Lucas said her name.
I think people just want to know Lucas, who he was to her.
Yeah.
They don't know Nathan because that's her husband. So
if they're still married. At that point.
Either way, he'd be the ex.
Yeah, but it was so sad for him to say that, it's been hard until this year. It was always just them against the world. They grew up together.
It was so cute. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was so platonic. It was so great.
He says he wishes she could just have called him before she left to talk to her about
it. I did like when he said, not to change her mind.
Right.
But I'm like, Lucas, you probably would try to change her mind. That's probably why she didn't call you and why she called you at 1 a.m. instead.
Yeah, she knew better. Right. He talked him out of it. He'd talk her out of it.
Yeah.
Can't talk.
Or he would say, this isn't the way to do it. You can leave, just not this way.
Right.
But, her husband
did take a leap for herself.
No.
And do something.
No, I don't agree with that. But,
well, I do.
No, her husband did give an ultimatum. So.
Her husband, yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, Nathan did say it. You leave, we're done. So what is she supposed to do?
Right.
If she wants this so bad, then we're done. Right. That's what her husband said. That's what she went off of. So
mirror the career. What if she said mirror basketball to him?
She wouldn't.
So why is he doing that to her?
Because it's about Chris. Because she kissed Chris twice.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. I'd be pissed, but
okay, so like fans. Okay, like season 5. You know what happens. Okay, Nanny Carey.
Long time.
Nanny Carey, but we all know Jaycee just forgot that one too. Yeah. People like to go back to Chris in season 2, and they like to throw that back. And I'm like,
well,
but
I would.
Yeah, but it's different when you have a child involved.
Yeah, and also at that point, it was some years back too.
That's what I mean. Here, they're just newly married. They're teenagers. Season 5, they're
I'd hold it against them forever.
What? What'd you say?
For kissing his wife?
Chris.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, so Jaycee, she kisses him twice. How does she come back to Tree Hill and face everybody? Because Jake saw her at the bus stop kissing Chris.
You just have to do it.
No, but how do you get redemption from fans after this? Because
I don't know.
people do love Haley. But after this, how?
People will move past it.
But isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Like, some people never get a redemption on shows.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow Haley is, like, beloved. But did people forget season 2?
I think people were mad at her for the mistake, but people still love her, so they look past it.
But I also agree with what Nathan said.
I think if it was roles reversed, I think there'd be a lot more hate.
Well,
for Nathan.
But I also think, too, like, what about what Nathan said? You didn't ask me to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's different. You are choosing to go all on your own, and you mean to tell me it's not about girls.
Right.
Nathan basically said he would go with you, and you never asked him. Here we go.
I would be hurt if my wife didn't ask me, her husband didn't ask me to go.
Exactly, and they were going to plan on going without you.
The one thing, if he's like, I don't want to go do that, and she's like, okay, I'm still going.
Exactly. But she never gave him a chance to say no.
It's messed up.
Mm-hmm. That's why wouldn't you draw it right to Chris? Because you want to be alone with him.
I mean, I would. I don't blame him for thinking that.
And that's why he said, we're done, because you didn't invite me. You've kissed the guy. He doesn't know it was twice, but they kissed. And it's like all this stuff, all the secrets. I mean, what's he supposed to do? So I get why he was ready to throw in the towel. Well, and also if they were dating, they'd be done.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that's keeping them together is this paper.
Yeah.
Also, what other couple there is this parallel to? You didn't ask me. You didn't ask me to stay. Mm-hmm. Who said that?
Joey?
It involved them, yeah. Remember, Pacey said, you didn't ask me to stay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many parallels between those two couples.
I was just thinking Mitch and Gail because of the cheating.
No, but Joey even said, no, like, that's, why would I tell you to stay? Like, if you want to go.
Right.
I can't stop you. But it's like, Nathan was going to go with her, though. Mm-hmm. That's what but see, Haley was in her own mind. I was offered. Which I still don't understand, Jaycee, how she's offered. She's sang one song with Chris Keller, and you're going to just send her on tour. She doesn't have a label. She doesn't have any other songs. She doesn't even have a song that's hers, and yet she's on tour?
It doesn't make any sense.
Like, realistically, how?
It wouldn't.
Because every opener that you see
they got a whole set.
Yes, and it's their songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They might play one or two of somebody else's.
Might not know their songs, but it's their songs.
And they might not have a record label, but they have at least like 5 songs that are theirs.
Exactly.
Because they're working on a label on a record. So how does Haley do a duet?
He's on tour and she just sings that one song with him?
I guess, but didn't they kind of act like it was... So you're going to go on tour to sing one song? Like, you're a half of a song.
Probably.
Okay. I don't know. Just realistically...
It doesn't seem real.
And out of the blue...
Mm-hmm. No.
And, okay...
Super made up scenario.
Well, especially because you could have actual... singers that actually have fans, and you could have them open for you, but you're gonna have a nobody. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, obviously she means something to us, but
she's a good singer, but she's not like, oh my god,
well,
we gotta have her, in my opinion.
And you would think too that her
am I allowed to say that?
Your opinion.
Okay.
No, but like the record label that the Wreckers have, you would think that they would, because they're the ones that put it together. So you would think that they would have people that actually have record labels. Because you would think that's what they usually do is they usually go off of, no, we have a new person that we just got. We want them to go on tour with you because you're a bigger name. Mm-hmm. And that way we can sell some more stuff, some more records. So why wouldn't they have somebody on their own label instead of Chris and Haley? First, how in the world did Chris get... And then you go to Haley.
No comment.
This doesn't make any sense.
Chris thinks he's the
I thought he didn't have a record label, Cynthia.
I don't know. But,
wait, if he had a record label, then why wouldn't he be somewhere else besides Trio?
Yeah.
Instead of working at a CD
record
store.
shop.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he be in a different city, a bigger city, with the record label?
Doing big things.
Right, I don't know. Joy did mention she kind of felt like they were trying to test to see if they could have the show without her. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Oh, maybe.
So they just kind of chose to put this way out for her.
But I do.
Serious?
Mm-hmm. But I do know that at this time too, Tyler.
She's a big part of the show.
But I know too. Like Tyler and Joy did go on tour for real.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Too.
Weren't they with the Records?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I don't remember the Records. I just remember her and him. Yeah,
they did go on tour at this time too. So that's why she also wasn't in the episodes.
Oh. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
But yeah, it just realistically, I'm like, it wouldn't happen. I mean, maybe now because of like TikTok, if somebody went viral, but I can't imagine back then, 20 years ago, she's gonna just be able to go on tour. Also, Jaycee.
Yeah.
Chris and Haley were on the same tour bus as the actual singers. They were all in one. They were all in one tour bus.
No.
It was like, first of all, Chris
wouldn't happen.
No, it wouldn't. They'd all have their own, or find a way to get there. It's like,
why would the artist share? Excuse me, I whistled on my teeth. Why would the headliners share their bus?
Yeah, they.
I don't think they would.
I wouldn't.
And Jaycee, I wouldn't.
Yeah, so they I guess they filmed in advance because they're, according to this website, concertarchives.org, it says their first show was on February 28th, 2005.
Yeah.
What did they say, 22nd for this
episode? Who they open for?
Yeah, and they didn't say open, just said...
who they open for?
It was called One Tree Hill Tour. Gavin DeGraw, The Wreckers, and Tyler and Bethany. And they kept going until, let me see, from February 2005 until March. So, like a little more than almost a month and a half.
So you know those scenes that they have when she's on tour? Whether it's she's talking on the phone. Was that really her on tour, or was that her coming back to studio to film these scenes? And
yeah, they said the first tour was in end of February, like about a week after this episode aired. So yeah, it was just like they filmed some stuff prior the actual tour, and then they went on the real tour. So,
I'm going to question you on that one.
Okay, I'm just looking at this one.
Because of her hair. Her hair changes.
Oh.
I always go off of Joy's hair, where we're at. Because look at her hair. Her hair changes in the end of season 2 into season 3. And if you see her hair when she leaves Nathan to go on tour, it's different than when he goes to visit her on tour.
Well, when did he visit her on tour?
I don't know, the next couple episodes.
Let me see.
Well, she came back and probably filmed it.
Well, that's what I'm saying is she didn't film it right when she left the show, to go on tour. She had to have filmed it during, because her hair is different. And remember those flashbacks? Even those flashbacks, she has that long hair.
Yeah.
That's all the same season. So yeah, she would have to have filmed it way after because her hair.
Right.
Unless they put a wig on her.
Maybe they did.
But she went to go visit him in 17, which aired in April, so they were already done with the tour by then.
Yeah, but they filmed the episodes a month or two
before the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'd be around the same time that she was on tour. She had to film those scenes. But yeah, maybe there was like a day they just said, "Can you come back to film these scenes?"
Could be.
And then that's it.
They actually only one episode aired while she was on tour.
Yeah, it aired, but I'm saying it.
When
Everything gets filmed beforehand.
Yeah, I'm guessing late 2004, before the holidays.
Mm.
Yeah, but either way, her hair changes. That's what I always go off of wherever Haley's hair is what season they're
I
in.
don't remember her hair.
Oh my, we'll get there.
Yeah, so the next scene is Lucas going to see Nathan in his apartment to see that he's painting the living room walls like a pink Pepto-Bismol color. And he chose this color because Haley hates pink. And then to make matters worse, he paints over the amazing painting of her face that wasn't there before. But I feel like, that's worse than throwing the organ at her.
Yeah.
And,
So did he put that on the wall once he threw that at the wall?
I think it was a different wall. The other wall was near the table, the dining table. This one was in the living room where the couch usually is. So it was say that's where the wedding picture wall thing was. I think it's like this
on the other
wall.
side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That he's painting. Yeah, so, Lucas is trying to relate to Nathan, saying, she's his best friend, and he knows it's not the same, but he gets what he's going through. And then Nathan hangs up that picture of a clown. That's very creepy. Because
that clowns
creep Haley out. So he's basically making the apartment look like nothing she would want it to be.
That's funny.
He doesn't care.
That's so petty. I love it. Oh, I love the pettiness.
Yeah, so Nathan...
Wow, you like Nathan in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Petty Betty.
Nathan says that he did call her, but got her voicemail.
Yeah, I got her voicemail. I'm like, okay, Nathan, calm down.
And then we go to his tape, where he just says, voicemail. I hope you still don't got that crap.
Which we're 20 years later, and we do. It's just how many people actually listen to it, their voicemails. Most people don't leave messages.
I listen to them, but a week after I got them.
I look at the transcription on mine because it gives me the text of what they're saying.
Oh,
that'd be nice.
Mine used to have that, but not the one I got now.
That's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah, because most of the time people call me and I can't answer because I'm at work, so that's how I can look at my voicemail without listening to it at work. So.
Yeah.
And then we get to Brooke, who says to Peyton that, she's still having sex with Jake tonight. And Peyton says it's just their first date.
Then she goes, yeah, you're sharing a bed. Like, you guys are like way past that.
And then she says he's clearly experienced.
Well, because he's got a kid.
That doesn't mean anything. You can do it once.
Yeah,
and
get a kid.
have a kid.
So what happens with Peyton after this really doesn't make sense to me, but...
I was so confused, too, because I was like, you can have sex once and have a kid.
Right.
On either part.
Doesn't mean he's got experience.
It doesn't mean anything. And Nikki was older. So Nikki, I'm sure...
was the experience.
Well, just like Taylor. She did it to Nathan. So it's like...
Yeah.
It could have been that... Just like that. But obviously we know it wasn't. Because he was like in love with Nikki. But... I'm just saying, like, I don't think you should just throw around your experience. Because they say it a lot in this episode. Because she says it to Jake. And I'm like, but...
Yeah, all it means is that they either had unprotected sex or the contraception failed.
But I don't like the, like how they're wording it to the children, to the teenagers. Like, if you have sex a bunch of times, then you can have a kid.
It is coming from another teenager, and they're not very smart. Let's be real.
But I'm just saying, like,
I get that for sure. Like,
you can do it once.
The way they're insinuating it isn't true.
Yeah, isn't he slept with like a bunch of people like Nathan? It's like, no. Nikki was probably his only one.
He's a respectable guy.
Yeah. I do wish when, like, Peyton says it to him, I wish he would say, I only slept with Nikki.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not true.
Well, in order for him to stay a good guy.
Really, no.
Yeah, so, but, Brooke had to bring in Nikki. But she said he's clearly experienced. See Skanky Ho, otherwise known as Nikki.
But again, that was just Nikki.
Skanky Ho. Skanky Dang.
And then
papers.
Payne asks what she should wear to the date, and Brooke says to wear a black bra, sweater, leather jacket, Kelvins, condoms, and underwear optional.
Oh my god.
So they're still trying to like make this version of Brooke, the one who sleeps around a lot, even though she's only with Felix right now.
Right. And this isn't even what Peyton's about. Right. So I don't get it. Why is Brooke pushing this?
Yeah.
Because it's Brooke. She wants Peyton to be like Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she's not.
Right. And Payne asks, Brooke if she's crazy for wanting to take it slow with Jake, and Brooke says no, but he might.
But also, isn't the new Brooke changed?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, they're making her sound like the old Brooke.
Yeah, so that's just, well, what? So now because there's the new Brooke is changed, now we got to make Peyton that way?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. Because Peyton's never been that way now.
Yeah, because Nikki's gone, Taylor's gone, so it's like they're trying to fill that void that they think they need in the show.
But Peyton is more like the tomboy, like...
She is, but
she's not the one that just sleeps around with people.
I just see her as like a laid back kind of
yeah, but she doesn't
introvert
cool girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she doesn't sleep around with people.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't see her as that kind either. And then we go to Peyton's videotape where she says, if you're young and watching this, you guys know what you're up against, especially if you're a girl. It's sex, right? And even 50 years from now, I'm guessing it's still a pretty big deal. It's awkward and threatening and thrilling. But in a way, sex is the easy part. It's giving your heart to somebody. That's the scary part. I didn't like how she says threatening. Like, threatening that she's less experienced, supposedly, than Jake, or
it's threatening that he is experienced.
Yes, like he'll compare you to other girls, so you get threatened by that. Like Haley was.
Yeah.
But remember when Miss Peyton told Haley, because when Haley came to her, like, oh, he's watching porn or whatever, he's got porn on. And Peyton said, yeah, but you have his heart, so, like, what does it matter? And I'm like, where's that Peyton?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that pep talk should be going to Peyton right now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
but now that she is in that situation,
she's freaking out.
Not that Jake is watching porn, but now that she is actually giving her heart to somebody, now she's all a different person.
Mm-hmm. And then we go to the mediation.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dan Scott.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah, he said he's providing a safe and stable environment for Lucas
to parent. Yeah. Oh my
throwing
God.
that in her face.
Mm-hmm.
But not every 2-parent household is the best.
Right.
No.
Especially with Dan Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Screw Dan Scott.
Well, I mean, especially Deb, when she said, this isn't his home. Like, she's not welcoming.
And then it was a good thing that Nathan wasn't there, because he says he's not sure there's a courtroom in the country that would have a problem with the home he's made for his firstborn son.
No, his firstborn son is Lucas.
Yeah.
I know, I'm saying it's a good thing Nathan isn't there, because Dan's, making it look like that it was never Nathan's home. It was only made for Lucas, so.
Well, this episode, Nathan really isn't his son.
No.
How he's treating him. I'm going to take Lucas. Lucas is going to take over your job. Lucas took over your bedroom. And now my house. Yeah. Lucas is just doing everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy how in the beginning Dan wanted to destroy Lucas, but now he's flip-flopped. He's wanting to make Nathan.
He wanted to abort him. He
wants the power over everyone.
He wanted to abort him when and then he was mad. Then he was mad at Karen for keeping him.
Yeah, so too bad of the HIPAA law, or else Karen could have used that against Dan.
Yeah, like I wanted to keep him, and here he is.
Yeah.
That's I think what she should have thrown at him. Remember, the biggest mistake that you think I made? He's sitting right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the mediator asked Dan why he never paid child support.
Oh, she wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's true, but...
Well, I did like what she said.
That's not the way he insinuated it.
Yeah, he made it sound like he offered it.
Right.
But, I mean, he may have, but like she said, She, when she said, "Yeah, you would have done it out of power if I would have taken the
I
money."
don't blame her one bit. If she didn't need it, screw him.
Well, it is true. Dan is a totally different person. Like, of course he would use it. Oh, I am paying for this, which means I get to dictate what he does, where he goes. He'd be that person.
You know he would, yeah.
Yeah, and he would mess with them forever. So, of course, why would she take his money? But
I wouldn't.
But I will say, if that really was her lawyer, she probably should have let the lawyer talk.
Yeah.
Instead of just...
That's what I thought, too.
Like, she made that outburst.
Shut up, Karen.
I was like, you're going to lose this because you should let your lawyer talk.
Yeah, especially when she started going after his appearance, saying that there's not a court in the country that's going to go for his ass with a suit and his crooked ass smile and his assy frat boy haircut.
I loved it, though.
And, Dan was smiling the whole time.
I know, from ear to ear.
I thought that was hilarious.
Well, I think he was just because he knows that this outburst is making Karen look bad. So.
Yeah.
Like, you're desperate, woman.
Yeah.
I know, I wish she would have contained it and just let the lawyer speak, lawyer talk. Like,
yeah. That's how it usually is.
Because a lawyer should know how to get to Dan. So, just like Dan, but see, Dan knows how to get to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
And then Lucas is just like watching this whole thing. So it's like, Nathan watched Dan and Deb fight over him. Now Lucas is watching Dan and Karen fight over him. So Dan has now screwed basically both of his sons.
Dan don't care about nobody.
But a relationship with their mom, he has screwed them with. And he doesn't even have a relationship with his second-born.
Right.
Nope.
How do you like how he says firstborn, though? Because it's like all of a sudden Lucas matters.
He never has before.
Because anytime somebody would bring it up to him about Lucas, he'd go, "Don't call him my son. He just doesn't exist." And it's like, so Nathan's your firstborn?
Right.
All of a sudden, Lucas is my firstborn.
Yeah. And then after Karen's comment, there's some silence in the room until the mediator asks Lucas where he wants to live.
And then it goes like, next scene.
Yep. Yeah, so we don't see what he says, but we know by the next scene with Karen storming in through her house.
I felt so bad for her when she came in because you saw the look on her face. You knew it was bad. Mm-hmm. And then even Andy was like, "Oh, like what happened or whatever." And she just said, he chose his father. Mm-hmm. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Poor Karen.
Yeah, and then Karen was supposed to watch Jenny for the date with Peyton and Jake.
How did you like how Jake had already brought... Okay, this is bad. No, this is bad parenting again. Yeah, he doesn't even know Andy, and he's leaving his baby.
Yeah, you don't do that.
To go have sex.
You don't do that. To go have sex. That's not what he's doing. Wow.
He left Jenny.
Look at you. You were like...
He left Jenny with Karen, so he didn't... I don't think he doesn't know Andy, so he didn't think that Andy was
No. Andy said Jake dropped him off.
Oh.
Jake was there when Karen got there.
No, he wasn't.
I swear he was.
He wasn't.
You would know more than me.
He said Jake dropped Jenny off. That's why he was holding her and stuff. Andy was holding her. And I was like... because he said me and Jenny are bonding. And I'm like...
what the hell?
I was like, oh, and Jake just left his child with you?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nikki comes to the door, and Andy's there. She says she's so-and-so, and she's not Nikki. I mean, what's he going to do? Because he doesn't know the story. And even if he knows Nikki's story, she could use a different name.
Yeah.
And get her kid. Like, really? Yeah. You're going
That's
to...
true.
Like, if you're so worried that Nikki's going to take your daughter, why would you leave her in the hands of somebody that you don't know?
Yeah, bad choice.
And again, court is going to go, so, Andy babysit. You dropped your daughter off with Andy. Nicole, no, I dropped her off with Karen. Yeah, but Andy was there. Like, it just doesn't look good.
It doesn't. I agree.
I'm just going off of what I think the court would do.
Yeah. Although I can't see Andy just giving Jenny to anybody else.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you don't know him. He's a stranger to you. Mm-hmm. And given what Peyton did and Brooke did in the mall, how could you trust anybody?
And then at the party, Felix runs into Brooke. she asks if she knows any of the people there.
He doesn't know anybody. It's just
Felix says there's Mouth. And
he's the only person there.
They look over at Mouth, who is sitting between two girls, and he gets up to walk over to them, but he has to step over like a rock punk guy that's passed out on the floor. And he says hi to Brooke, but keeps moving. And Brooke mentions that everyone seems really drunk, and Felix says no, most of them are just stoned. And then Felix wants to take her somewhere, but she tells him, just for him to go, she's going to get a drink. And, he tells her where they are, and then that's when Felix bumps into a girl on his way out. But I'm thinking that wasn't a script. Remember when he walks out of the room, he just, bumps into that girl?
Oh, not sure.
Yeah, I don't think that was in the script. I think that was just a blooper they kept in. But Brooke walks around until she sees Erica, who is very drunk.
Yeah. Have we seen Erica before?
Yeah, for the election.
Yeah.
Her going after Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brooke was pretty funny with Erica. Because she was like, oh, you're drinking.
Yeah, and Erica said...
And then she said that, well, you told me to. And she goes, I meant, join the pep club, not get drunk at parties.
Yeah.
Because she was like, this isn't you and stuff. I did like that she was saying all that because she's trying to turn Peyton into her. Well, I'm glad she's not changing Erica.
Yeah. She can see she's in a vulnerable position.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy tells Erica they're doing shots, and Erica's all for it. But Brooke asks who the guy is, and Erica says she doesn't know, but he called her by her last name. She thinks...
He knows my last name, yeah.
Marsh.
And then
Marshy Marsh.
And then Nathan comes walking up behind Brooke, and Brooke thanks him for coming.
And she goes, I just ran out of alcohol.
Yep. Yeah.
I was like, of course you did, Nathan.
And then elsewhere, Mouth asks Lucas what he said in the time capsule. He says nothing really. He didn't have much to say.
That would be me. I don't have much to say.
And then Tim says he did. Someday the kids are going to need to know the truth about how it really was. And then we go to Tim's video where he says he's pretty much been with all the hot girls, freshmen, seniors.
Brooke.
Oh my God.
Oh, no, it was disgusting. Anna. Yeah, it was at Anna, and she goes, what? Or, no, she didn't hear it yet.
Yeah.
But still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he said he was dating Brooke Davis. That's where I got it from.
Yeah.
And I was like, you couldn't even have a chance with Brooke Davis.
Nothing.
Plus, I thought his girlfriend was Nathan.
Yeah.
Remember how we said there's got to be something that Tim isn't telling?
Yeah.
Because he's got a crush on Nathan.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
On Nathan.
They're not really caring for Tim anymore, so they're just playing in an easy direction. They don't have to think about it too much writing-wise. But,
Yeah.
So Tim's kind of in a daydream thinking about his tape and...
Oh my God. How'd you like how he was sitting too?
Yeah.
I was like, this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tim.
Yeah, so Brooke asks what's, up with him, and he comes out of it to tell her nothing, and Mel says to Brooke that they're just talking about the time capsule, about what he said, and Brooke's, asks, does it really matter? By the time they open it, they're going to be old. And Mel says maybe not. Sometimes they open them early.
Then Anna freaks out.
And just then Lucas spots Nathan. Nathan tells him nice wheels outside, and then asks if it's a gift from Daddy, and then walks off. And then Erin walks over to Lucas and asks how Nathan is. Lucas says not good. And she says that she knows it's not her business, but she saw his jacket in Felix's room, and Nathan was going to it, basically.
Yeah, when he took the keys.
Yeah. And then Mouth, walks up to Anna and asks what's going on, and then Anna says about, is he in the AV club? And Mouth says, yeah, but it's the media club. And Anna tells him, she says something in the time capsule that she needs to erase. Does he think he can help her, tonight?
I didn't like that she was going to Mouth only to do something.
Right.
Yeah.
She never had anything to do with them before.
Right. It's not like she's friends. Like, if Brooke went to Mouth or something, at least they're friends.
Yeah.
But Anna doesn't even know Mouth.
Mm-mm.
And yet she's like, you know what?
She must be desperate to get it off.
She must be, but I didn't like that she was going to get Mouth in trouble. Poor Mouth is going to get in trouble because of Anna.
No.
Yeah, so Anna asks if he ever done something that he wished he could take back, and he looks over at Brooke, and then says, sure, not too long ago. And Anna asks what if he had the chance to erase it, so that was maybe, that, convinced him.
Yeah.
And then Lucas follows Nathan outside and tells him not to get in the car since he's drunk.
Okay, why does everybody get in the car with somebody that is drunk and driving they're being reckless with their own life? So let's get in the car.
Right, it don't make sense.
Yeah, I put, so this is the second time Lucas...
I know, he's done it with Peyton, now he's doing it with Lucas.
Yeah, who wasn't in the right state of mind to be driving, yeah.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yep. So then on the road, Lucas tells Nathan to pull over. And, Nathan says he's not even buzzed. But Lucas says, there's still an open container in the car. And that's when Nathan throws out the red soap.
On the cop.
How did he not see the police right there?
I'm sure he did. He just thought it'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Nathan also knows that Nathan gets away with everything.
That's true. Daddy always bails him out.
Why wouldn't he get bailed out again?
Well, I'm wondering if he thought that because he's emancipated. Lucas basically
I don't think he...
him.
But you have to remember he's a teenager. Teenagers don't think that far.
Yeah, I'm thinking just because of Haley, he really doesn't care what's going to happen to him anymore.
So he's going to live his life in prison? And
I guess so, yeah.
She's going to go on tour, be a big name, and he's going to live his life in prison.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he lost all the will to anything. Yeah.
Okay, but why would you want to come back to that?
I don't know.
She wouldn't. He don't care. He thinks it's over.
And then, so he finally does pull over, and somehow within that very short amount of time, they switch places. And
I'm like, there's no freaking way.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
Yeah, Brittany?
Okay, so I was watching the scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they turn the corner, is then Nathan and Lucas, or Nathan, because he's driving.
Yeah.
Lucas has his jacket on, right? And he's sitting right there. It goes to the cop coming right around the corner. And then it shows right back to them. And there's a switch. And I was like...
In 2 seconds.
I was like, the cop car was coming right
They would have seen it.
I was like, Lucas was sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
As the shot was going to the cop.
And there's no backseat.
I'm like, there's
no
way.
They wouldn't have enough time, because even if they did it with inside the car, like, one gets in the back and then the other goes to the other side, and
they would have seen them move.
I'm sure they were climbing over each other,
but... So, it just time-wise, that's just impossible.
No. Yeah. Exactly. If they would have if the cops were taking a while, mm-hmm. and, like, they stalled them or something, mm-hmm. then they could.
They were on their tail, yeah.
But as soon as they stopped, the cop was right behind them. Mm-hmm. So there's no way that they could... And plus, they saw who was driving.
Yeah. It's not like they're both blind.
Right.
Yeah.
So, exactly. I'm like, you two don't look alike. Mm-hmm. So the cop knows who was driving. And all they have to do is do a breathalyzer. Right. And it's Nathan.
For real.
And then Nathan still makes it kind of bad because he tells them good evening and asks if they want to buy some beer.
How old are you?
Mm-hmm. And then we go to Jake's tape for the time capsule. He says he's a single father.
Oh, yeah. Did you see Lucas's face in the car? He's just like, Nathan, shut up. Mm-hmm. It's like, Lucas, I told you you shouldn't have gotten in the car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Jake also says until recently he was a high school dropout, and he's going on his first date since his daughter left.
He's a dropout because Peyton.
Yeah, when he left, he...
got you.
Working, yeah. And then we go to the date next, and, they kind of have that cute little moment about, like, the weather and the stars and all that, because Jake was, like, making sure everything was perfect for tonight. And, Payne says she wouldn't think that just taking a stroll down the river would take so much cleaning. And then Payne says that, he's lucky she's a cheap date, so it's working out.
Yep.
And he knows that and how he's lucky to be with her tonight, and they hold hands.
So cute.
Mm-hmm.
It was, though. It really was.
Yeah. Until he says some guys charge extra for hand holding, and she says some girls charge extra for this and kisses him.
Ooh!
And then the next scene is with Lucas and Nathan in jail. Lucas tells Nathan, "Nice work, jackhole." I guess I can say jackass. I don't know why they did that, but anyways.
Jackhole.
Yeah, it seems like their go-to swear word anyways, ass, so I was wondering why they went that.
Yeah.
But, Nathan tells Lucas that, he was the one who was driving, and Lucas tells him to either thank him or shut up. And Nathan asks, you can ask him to take the call. And then that's when Lucas walks over to the payphone. I was surprised at the payphone themselves. Like, is there a payphone in every single cell that they have, or just that particular one?
Well, From my experience, there's one that you have to come out to use. And you take turns.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Why is it in the cell with them?
I feel like every show
Maybe
and movie,
back in the day.
No, I feel like every show and movie, they have to go out.
To make it more convenient.
Yeah,
So we don't have to show them walk out of the cell and go to the phone.
Because otherwise Lucas would have to walk out and put his little quarter in. And
Yeah, time-wise too, maybe they're saving.
Well, yeah, they put so much in this episode.
Yeah. So,
oh my god, it was funny because he calls his mother.
I thought it was funny how Nathan said call for pizza first.
I love that his mom was like, nah, F you, man.
You should go call the father that you love so much.
Yeah.
And then Nathan says, no problem, just call his wife. Oh, wait a minute, scratch that.
But Karen was
got
good.
A wife. Well, he does, technically.
But Karen was good.
Yeah. And the next scene is with Anna and Mouth breaking into the school.
Don't like it.
Yeah, and Mouth is wearing some kind of ski mask.
Why? You're looking suspicious doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if there was somebody actually in the school at the time?
Mm-hmm.
What if they got shot? Oh, well, back in the day, they probably wouldn't, but...
No, they could call the cops, though, and the cops would probably would.
Yeah.
Also, too, they're very lucky that they, weren't doing this now, because now there's alarm systems.
Yeah,
for real,
everywhere. Yeah, and so they get to the media room, and it's like a huge container for the time capsule. It looked like I don't even know,
the giant pill. I don't know.
Yeah, just like a giant, I don't know, PC tower or something. But yeah, so he has to figure out how to open that first before he can even get to the videos. And then he tells Anna that there's a coffee machine in the teacher's lounge. And then he gave her money for the coffee.
I didn't see that part.
What?
So I was like, it would make sense if there's some...
have you guys ever seen those vending machines that do make you a coffee?
Yeah, maybe that's what he meant. He said machine, so I thought it was like a regular
but you
machine.
think they had that back then?
Yeah.
They could.
They had them when I was in, physical therapy when I was little, and that was around that time.
Yeah, so it just... Yeah, I think maybe if he said, there's a coffee vending machine or something, it would have made more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I guess the teacher's lounge wouldn't be locked either, So you just walk in, but... Yeah, then we go to Andy, who says it's going to take longer than he thought to get some Dan and Dan, but Lucas will come around. And Karen says it was like he was a stranger today. She can't believe he chose Dan over her.
I can't believe he did either.
Yeah. And then Andy says maybe there's more to this than meets the eye.
Well, there it is.
Yeah. I'm surprised that way.
Right.
And Karen says she knows he's lying to her, but he should trust her. And then what's next? A life of crime? Another segue. Because that's when we go back to jail. Yeah. So, so he explains her situation. And then I liked how first Karen asked if he was okay, before she did that.
Yes.
Just to make sure. And then, he says they're fine. And then he asks, then she asks if he has another quarter. He says, yeah. And then Karen says, good. Call the father.
I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he hangs up the phone. And she slammed the phone hard, too. Can't do that these days with our smartphones.
Well, if you're in jail, you don't have your smartphone with you.
No, they take that.
Yeah, I was saying Karen slammed her phone really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then...
it'd be nice if you could slam a smartphone, but then you break it.
Yeah. Then you have to pay for it.
Lucas tells Nathan his mom isn't coming, and Nathan says, wow, even your own mom can't stand you. And then back at the school, Mouth is playing Tim's video.
This was funny, because this is where she finds out. Because he's like, there's this new girl, Anna. Oh, I'll get to you. All the girls want me. I'm like, ain't nobody wants you. And then she was like, what do you say? And he's like, Mouth is trying
to... should be watching other people's videos.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Till he gets to Brooke.
Yeah, and then he wants to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Brooke. And she said in 10 years she'd be married to somebody like Marvin.
No.
Well, no, she said Marvin McFadden.
Yeah.
And then Anna goes, who's Marvin McFadden?
Mm-hmm.
And then Brooke said, we just call him Mouth. And it's like, oh. Yeah. But then you could tell by his face it's him. Because he was acting like it.
Yeah, I guess Anna wasn't really paying attention to him.
Well, she did once Brooke said Mouth.
Mm-hmm. And then she did say Senator McFadden too, so maybe she thinks that they could be in politics. Or
well, yeah, I think she thinks in 50 years.
The way he helped.
Yeah, in 50 years he'll be a senator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then they, pull up chairs to watch a few more minutes of the tapes or video. I think it's video. They didn't say camcorder. I don't know what they recorded on, but either way. Peyton and Jake get back to her house. Jake says he knows tonight's date was kind of, and Peyton says perfect. He then says goodnight, and Payne says it wouldn't have to be if he was still staying there.
She's trying to get some.
Yeah, so he says the only reason that he moved out was because they almost have slept together.
But did they really? Jenny was in the room.
Right. But then Payne walks over to him and kisses him anyways. And then, Jake says then he guesses he can move back in after all. And then back at the party, some guy is walking a very drunk and barely conscious Erica. Brooke sees this and goes over right.
I like how Brooke just took charge and was taking care of her.
We need more women around like that. There's a lot of creeps.
Well, especially because Brooke was a sober one at the party.
Yeah. And that dude was going to go do some nasty stuff to her.
Remember what happened to Jen on Dawson's Creek?
Yes. Oh, my God.
Wasn't it Jen and Audrey?
Yeah.
At some point?
Yeah. Brooke was Jen and Audrey was Erica in the situation. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just
the similarities in that. Yeah. Well, I mean, it happens a lot.
Yeah, this time, she didn't have a...
Glad she took her home.
Yeah, Brooke didn't have a... what was his name? Supernatural. Jen.
Oh, Jensen guy.
Yeah, what was his name on the show?
CJ.
Yeah, CJ. So Brooke didn't have
it's like Jaycee.
Yeah, in this situation.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like Felix could have been CJ in the situation, but since he went somewhere and wasn't paying attention to Brooke,
Yeah.
Right.
Which is weird because if she's your girlfriend, why aren't you spending time with her?
And the party was for her.
He threw it.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And Lucas isn't there, so you can spend all your time with her.
Yeah.
Unless you really don't want to spend any time with her. Maybe he had a couple hookups when he was on his cruise.
Yeah.
Well, why would he not want to spend? Hasn't he missed her?
You would think.
Because teenagers, that's what they do. They spend 24/7.
Yeah.
So it's like you'd miss each other.
Think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Brooke kicks Erica from the guy, and Brooke keeps saying her name to get her to respond, and she finally does, and tells Brooke to call her Marsh. Brooke says, "Okay, Marsh, let's get you home," and she walks with her to take her to her car, I believe. Even though later she has Erica at home.
At first, I thought she was gonna drop her off at her house, and I'm like, "Oh no, her parents are gonna be so mad." I was surprised she took her to her house.
Well, and then did she have Erica's number, or maybe her cell phone, to call the parents or text them and be like, "She's gonna spend the night at my house."
Right. Yeah.
Even though her my parents would be like,
"Where are you?" They'd hunt me down.
I've not because they'd be like, "I've never heard of you."
Mm-hmm.
You're not one of her friends.
You're not staying there.
Exactly. My parents would have to meet you.
Yep. Let me see your parents.
Exactly. Talk to them. So they would never just let me spend the night at someone's house that they don't know.
I guess there's a lot of parents that just don't really care.
Yeah, and Peyton, Brooke also doesn't have any parents, so she can have anybody she wants at her house. So.
Yeah, it's Peyton.
Yeah. So now we're going to our first scene reenactment with Nathan and Lucas. And for Lucas, Jaycee will be reading for him. And
Yay!
Or Brittany will be for Nathan.
Sorry, I'm drawing pictures, guys.
Oh my god. Lucas is so artistic over here.
Yeah. This is when they're still in the jail cell.
I'm sorry, but we got to keep the theme going of Jaycee with the blondes. Dawson, Lucas.
Yep.
And ready? Okay, action.
What is so funny?
You. Do you need me to connect the dots for you?
I just need you to shut up.
When I first met you, I figured the best way to hurt you was to take Haley away. Now she's gone, isn't she?
Is it any wonder why she left a stroke like you? Look at yourself. You're pathetic.
Oh, I'm pathetic? You're chasing after a father who doesn't even want you, and I'm pathetic?
Would you just let it go? Why are you so threatened by that? Afraid Daddy will like me more than you?
You mean kinda how he liked my mom better than yours?
No, I mean, kind of how your wife likes Chris better than you.
My favorite part.
Yep. So Nathan punches Lucas kind of like how he punched Dan. So if he says something about Haley, Nathan will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I want a man like that. Shit.
Me too. Dirty Nathan's around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he keeps throwing the punches, so an alarm goes off as they keep fighting. But we don't see them get separated.
It was funny.
Because then we go to Brooke's video again, where she says,
They wouldn't even let me watch a fight.
I want to see the fight.
Me too.
Fight.
Yeah.
You know, it's like for once Nathan's actually fighting. Normally he lets the little minions fight, remember?
Yeah.
He's like, I've got Lucas's. But you know, Nathan's also drunk too.
Yeah, this is I think at least the third time he's fought Lucas.
Yeah. But at least twice he's been drunk.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was drinking when he hit Dan.
Yeah. So then in Brooke's video, she says, "You're probably looking at this and making fun of my outfit, right? Here's all you really need to know about today. If you're fat, dumb, sexual, and a guy, you're okay. If you're a girl, not so much. Please tell me that's changed in the future."
Probably not.
Yeah, even Anna says so about it. Yeah.
Because, I mean, even 20 years later, nope. Still the same, which is so annoying. Mm-hmm. This is why there's so many problems with, like, school kids, like school-age kids, because they have a certain image to look at, and that's it, and that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Brooke continues with somebody telling me you've got love figured out. Because I got news for you, it's pretty darn messy right now, but I guess it's always been that way, wanting to be loved, to find somebody that makes your heart ache in a good way, feel understood. So if you're robots or aliens or something and you're watching this right now and that feeling no longer exists, you missed it. And I feel sorry for you, because as far as I can tell, that's what it's all about, and that's what it will always be about. Does that mean she doesn't feel that way about Felix? Or
Probably not. I think she feels that way about Lucas.
Yeah.
And then back in jail, instead of being put in different cells, the guys were each handcuffed to the bars of the cell on opposite sides.
Yeah. We're arrested.
Yeah, so this is the next scene again with Lucas and Nathan. And action.
Dan wanted revenge on Keith. That's why I'm staying with him.
Revenge for what?
Keith's left with your mom. It's true.
Of course it is. Nobody's faithful anymore. Nobody can be trusted.
Yeah, well, Dan also hired Jules to make Keith fall in love with her.
That's outstanding. What else you got?
That's it. I stay with Dan. Keith and Jules get to be happy.
Yeah. Till she sings a duet and goes on tour.
She's got a dream, Nate.
No, she left to be with Chris. She kissed him before she left.
I'm sorry.
That's what she said when I called her.
I thought you said...
I lied. She said she was sorry. She said she loved me and that it wasn't about Chris. She just needs some time to figure everything out. You believe that? Because if I love her and if she loves me, what's there to figure out?
Damn, Nathan.
This is so sad. Isn't it so sad?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why he's ruining his life?
He's in love. He's heartbroken.
No, because he said he talked to her.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about? Because you would think you'd get some relief after talking to the person.
He didn't get the answers he wanted.
Oh my God, Nathan.
Yeah. Maybe he expected for her to say she's coming home.
Mm-hmm.
She is coming home, just in how many weeks?
Yeah, like maybe he thought it'd be sooner.
Probably.
She's on tour, remember? She has a dream. No, what Lucas just said.
Can you blame her?
Well, maybe he thought that she would quit early, like he took high flyers.
Well, he got himself out of high flyers. That was his own fault. I stand by that.
Yeah, maybe he just thought she'd make the same sacrifice. I don't know.
Hey, he gave the ultimatum.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was right. I'm just saying that.
What do you expect?
And she must be enjoying
She's
herself.
got her whole life ahead of her.
She must be enjoying herself.
Yeah.
But also for him, I mean, how do you trust that's not about Chris? She left with him.
I wouldn't.
She left with him.
I would probably have done the same thing as he did, to be honest.
But also to say it's not about Chris, but
Then leave
it's like
Chris.
But it's like she really doesn't know. Like, you know, she truly doesn't really know how she feels. It's like
She's so young.
Well, she says she loves him, but it's like...
She hasn't even figured herself out completely.
No, I'm also saying, too, isn't this like the first boyfriend she's had?
Yeah, I think so.
Was Nathan?
Seems like it.
So, having Chris interact with you...
She's getting a taste of another guy's attention. And
Right. I mean, she lives with Nathan, so...
She might love Nathan, but she might...
Like Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other fish in the sea, as they say.
Yeah.
As much as we don't want Haley
billions of people out there.
As much as we don't want Haley to have another fish, you know?
For real.
But I'm sorry, though. Like, you got Nathan.
Now I want to draw a fish.
But it's like you have Nathan.
Yeah.
You got Nathan. Like,
yeah, Nathan's hot.
It's kind of like when you had Pacey. What else do you need?
More.
Yep.
Pacey is crazy sometimes.
But it's like you have Nathan. What else do you need?
A career. I don't know. You're asking. I know it's a rhetorical question.
So in their conversation, why didn't she then ask him to come? It's not about Chris, so why don't you come and join me?
Yeah.
She's being selfish.
Then he could have said, well, I have finals. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
We're making it Haley's fault again.
They want people to hate Haley.
They must. Maybe that's why they're trying to get rid of her, because then we'd feel so sorry for Nathan.
I could see that.
Yeah, maybe Joy was right. Like, maybe they're trying to make her look bad to get her off the show.
Yeah.
Because then fans will hate her, so then we'll all love Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
But see, we need Haley. Because if we have Brooke and Peyton, we need somebody that is like Haley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
That's like calmer than the other two.
Yeah.
So, and that's not popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know she's in the popular group now, but she wasn't always.
No.
And we need that.
Yeah. So the next scene, Jake and Payne are making out
Oh,
on her
God.
bed, and the candle that was lit goes out, so...
This was funny.
Yeah, Payne says...
When he pulls out the condoms.
In the drawer, yep.
And he goes, oh, because she goes, oh, those were like from years ago, or did you say like years ago or a while ago? And then he was like, oh, Lucas.
Oh.
And she goes, no, I never slept with him. Nathan, he goes, I'm picturing that too. I'm like,
oh.
That was so funny.
Feel bad for him.
Yeah. Yeah, so she tells Jake she's only been with one guy, Nathan. So she's freaking out because he's there. And he's way more experienced than she is, hence...
Again, yeah, that's why I didn't hence your child. Again, you can have sex once and it happens.
Yeah.
Or you can have it, sex multiple times and it doesn't happen.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, Jake tells her he's happy to be with her right now. He could barely think straight for most of the week.
Yeah, he was thinking about one thing
only.
He says he hasn't felt like this in forever.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, cool points. But
since his baby was conceived.
Exactly. Since that night.
Yeah.
You know he's got one thing on his mind.
He's a teenager.
Exactly.
Basil says they can take it slow.
Yeah, right.
It's on his mind, but he's doing the right thing. I respect him.
I mean, yeah, he's got to go pick up his baby.
He don't want to create another one while he's at it.
He might want to.
Well, he probably wants to.
Well, what's one more going to do?
So then Jules is in a church and Dan shows up there somehow. He finds her there.
I think he's got a tracker on
Yeah, he's stalking her.
That's what, who was it? Sophia? Somebody said it on the Drum Queens as well about a tracker. Because how else would he know?
Right.
He must, because the Tree Hill has a lot of places you could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Jules says to Dan that she decided to tell Keith the truth. She won't walk down the aisle until she does.
I don't understand this part. Why she's going to believe Dan when he said, I thought about it, and I want you two kids to be happy. And I'm
she didn't believe him.
The look on her face was like, oh. I mean, I know she...
She says she didn't.
Yeah, because she asked what it is he won. He says nothing, call it a wedding gift.
But, moving forward, though, it's like, if you do go along with him, how do you know he's not going to say it the next time he sees Keith, or a year from now?
Yeah.
He's always going to hold it over your head.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dan, no, stop your crap.
Mm-hmm. And then randomly he got a call before he walks out, but I don't think we saw who the call was.
Lucas. Remember Karen said call the father.
Yeah.
That's who I thought it was.
Okay, yeah.
It had to be.
Because then he goes to the jail.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just couldn't remember. But then we go back to the school first, where Mouth lets Anna know that he has her video set up to, be played, but he didn't watch it. And he tells her, what to do to erase it. And then he goes out to step out of the room to give her privacy, but then Anna stops him and asks if he wants to know what she said. And he tells her she doesn't have to tell him, but she does anyway, and says that she has said that she was bisexual and she thought it would feel liberating, but it didn't. Instead, she just ended up back here in the closet. Emma asks, why did she tell him then? She says she doesn't know. Guess it's easier to tell one person than the whole world. And then Mouth closes the door. And then, which is true, but at Brooke's house, Erica suddenly wakes up, and she's on Brooke's bed, and Brooke tells her that she's okay.
This is weird.
What?
Because she said that her parents sold her of her name, Brooke.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah,
there's a legal way you can get.
I wonder if she was doing it as a joke or what, but
Probably.
I don't know. The look at she didn't act like it was a joke though.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who can sell a letter of their name?
Right. I think they sold everything.
I was like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah, I just thought it was cute how Brooke was trying to guide, Erica's hangover, because she's like, I'm the one in the middle, because she knows how, it was with her.
Mm-hmm.
And,
but I did like how, as Erica was passed out, that Brooke had come up with an idea.
Mm-hmm.
About driving safe.
Yeah.
And Erica.
Good business plan.
Erica's the first one.
Go, Brooke.
So, Erica then didn't spend the night?
no.
She slept there long enough to sober up.
Yeah, because she said that she has a cab for her.
Okay, so she's still gonna go home drunk.
She got not drunk, Brittany.
She had one too many.
She did. She's coherent.
Yeah. So I liked how Erica told Brooke that she's going to be a great president.
Yeah.
But then Erica starts feeling sick, so Brooke tells her the trash can. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last scene to reenact is with Nathan, Lucas, and Dan after he bails them out. And Lucas is still going to be Jaycee, and I'll be playing Dan. You ready, Jaycee?
Yep.
Okay.
Here goes.
You should have your mail forwarded here. They gave you the same cell as before?
I don't know. They redecorated.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to say Brittany was still Nathan the same.
I know. I was like, oh, Nathan and I are nothing over here in the corner.
Yeah, just say your line.
No, let's just redo it.
Okay. And Jaycee.
Here goes.
You should have your mail forwarded here. They gave you the same cell as before?
I don't know. They redecorated.
Great. Make jokes. Do you know how much it's going to cost me to get you two idiots out of this mess?
Then don't, all right? Don't cut any deals with me like you did for Lucas. Oh, tell Mom Keith says hi.
You told him.
Yeah, I did.
You should have. You're brothers. Go on. He could use a friend tonight.
Thank you, Dad.
No!
But then Karen walks out of the station.
She was gonna get him.
No, I thought she did.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
She came out of the station.
Dan was just there.
Dan didn't even go in. He was still walking
But
up.
do you think Karen would have bailed Nathan out?
Yes. He's emancipated. He needed somebody to bail him out.
But do you think Karen would have?
I think she did.
Yeah, because Dan was outside by the stairs waiting for them, and Karen had walked out after they did. So I'm thinking she did bail them out, like she changed her mind. And
but he's getting the credit.
Yeah, I know.
I do believe she bailed them out.
Yeah,
and Dan is freaking getting the credit, as usual.
Yeah.
I took it as he beat her to it, but I might be wrong.
No, I didn't. I didn't, because he's enjoying that these two are somewhat. I mean, Nathan's not happy, but Lucas is over here thanking him, and it's like, and then she comes out, and it's like, oh, you're thanking the the wrong person. It's your mother that you need to thank. But because she said, go call your father, he feels she didn't do it.
Yeah.
Plus, he didn't see her. Yeah, plus he didn't see her.
Yeah, like you said, that had to have been his phone call in the church, so.
Yeah, that's where I got that's because Dan showed up right after. But, oh my God, why Dad?
Yeah.
Lucas, why'd you call him Dan? Or why'd you call him Dad?
Because he called us brothers. That's why.
Oh my God. But seriously, why did he call him Dad?
Because he's like, y'all are brothers now.
You're on this brothers thing.
Yeah, so.
I don't know why else he called him Dad. Or just to get him on his side.
Yeah, so Dan just nods at Karen before heading off while she just gives him a...
And that's why I think he was like, I'm getting the credit. Like, Lucas is loving me even more.
Yeah. So Payne is next on her time capsule video. She says she lost her way this year, but lately it's been better. It's amazing how temptation can be silenced by a ray of hope. But when the face of that ray of hope is a boy, for her, hope comes with trust issues too. So, and then this isn't, good for Payne, especially as young as she is. She'll think that Jake will be there for her, no matter what happens. Like, she'll rely on him to be there to save her, Which definitely comes later, with Lucas being the same way. But, yeah, I just, that's not going to set her right for when it comes to anybody.
No.
And then at the apartment, Lucas steps inside to see Nathan staring at the clown picture.
You mean drunk Nathan just staring?
Clowns are creepy. I like them, but they're creepy.
Yeah. And that one especially.
He tells Nathan Haley still loves him. It sucks she kissed Chris, but Haley married him. So that's kind of like the speech Payne gave Haley,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did say that he thinks he's the confusing one, which is sad.
Nathan, yeah. And Lucas reminds Nathan that Haley fell for him when he was a different guy, a lesser guy, and maybe he should remember.
Yes, but also, but you could go with what Brooke said, which is she likes the fixer-uppers.
Like, I guess I like them too.
Like, once you have fixed them, it's no fun anymore.
Right.
So,
if you can fix them.
Well, she fixed Nathan, so she thinks she can fix everybody.
She thinks she fixed them.
And I think, Lucas is in a really weird position considering that Nathan is his brother and Haley's
that's his best friend.
Yeah, so I get what he was doing, but Haley's lesser than is different than Nathan's lesser than.
Yeah.
Well, Haley's is she's ruining Nathan's life.
Yeah, like she really did straight out cheat, so that's different.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Nathan cheated on Peyton how many times?
But this is a whole new relationship.
I know, they weren't married, I know.
It's a whole new relationship.
He didn't kiss anybody, so.
Yeah.
I didn't say it, she said it.
I swear he was banging them.
In the past, yeah.
Not on Haley, but on Peyton.
Right, yeah.
What do you want me to call it?
Yeah, we need to keep it PG as much as possible.
Why?
This show ain't PG.
No. I mean, they said the D word in the episode. So.
The show condoms.
Well, they showed the word. They actually never said it.
No.
Condoms?
Or maybe later.
They said it.
Oh.
Brooke said condoms.
And Lucas said D, the D word.
Yeah.
He said, don't be
I thought you meant Peyton in her locker.
No.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, they can say that on TV.
It's weird.
Back then and now even more, but.
Can't say banging?
I only laugh at how you're saying it.
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes even just saying sex can be risky depending on where you're saying it. But,
well, this isn't no Disney show.
Doing the dirty.
Yeah, so Lucas tells Nathan for them to get out of there and calls him little brother.
So this is like the second time he's called him little brother, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, by the way, it's so cute. Every time Lucas says, come on, little brother. Or just little
girl.
What? You said little girl.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's fun.
Look at Cynthia's face. Any comments over there?
No, I was just confused on where she was going with that.
I just thought it was funny.
And then at Brooke's house, Felix walks into her room. He asks her how much did she hate him.
Well, you threw a crappy party that nobody knows who she is, so you failed.
Yeah.
And then he bailed on her there.
Yeah, he just left her.
Yeah. But she said she liked her presents. We didn't see her get the presents.
No, but also, when did he realize she was gone?
Yeah.
Like, how many hours was it?
Yeah, and then she tells him that she was sitting there at a perfectly decent party, and she has 1,000 times before, and for the first time she felt like she was meant for something more. And then Brooke quotes, "Let us not seek to fix the blame for the past. Let us accept our own responsibility for the future," by JFK. And Felix tells Brooke that he's proud of her, and she says she's proud of herself too. And then he hugs her, and you can see that Brooke knows something's off.
Yeah, she don't like him no more.
Yeah, she's growing out of him and the partying and everything.
Well, that's what he was.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, I don't want to get drunk all the time at parties. And she wanted something better.
Mm-hmm. And the boys end up at the river court. Lucas says after his accident.
So cute.
His secret was getting back. Nathan doesn't remember what he said, so Lucas reminds him that he told him there's no secret.
I love that they were just playing together. Because after the whole episode, that's what Nathan needed, just to have a fun scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And away from the apartment and jail.
Yeah, I did like that callback to that scene that he was talking about, because he's telling Nathan the same way. You just start shooting one day and deal with the pain. So it's kind of like with Haley in that pain.
Yeah.
It's a good...
We just keep going.
Good way to compare it.
Yeah, somewhere along the way it gets easier. And then Karen gets home, and he asks if Lucas is okay. Karen says far from it.
Oh, but this investigator found something on Dan.
And then back at school, Mouth and Anna are walking through the hall where Mouth tells Anna he won't tell anyone what
about the girls.
Yeah.
The way he says it is so funny.
Yeah.
I just love Mouth.
Me too.
And then to line things up, he asks her not to hit on Brooke because he already has enough.
That was funny too. Just don't hit on Brooke. It's really, Mouth?
She'd have brother and sister then.
Then we see
nothing.
Then we see the video that Anna refilmed where she introduces herself, her name being a junior, and then she says she's gay and straight and Latina, but she hates labels, and she hopes by the time people see this, those things won't be an issue.
Just be Anna.
But
so she'll just be Anna.
Yeah. For now, all we need to know is this: her name is Anna, and she's just trying to find her way like most kids, and she guesses that part is timeless. And then,
because even if for a miracle happened and that was, everybody was accepted.
Yeah.
I just feel like there'd be something else.
Oh, yeah. There always will be. Till the end of time.
Yeah, that's why when Andy and Dawson's Creek was like, I thought all my problems would be over with. I'm like, girl, you're 16, 17. Your problems are just beginning.
Yeah. Well, that's why the easy problem.
That's why it's like, no, that's just not how life works.
Mm-hmm.
There's just going to be something else.
Then we go to Jake's video with him saying he's seen this girl and he thinks their experience levels are a little different. But he's doing
because he's got a kid?
Because
that's what everybody says.
Yeah. He's doing something different with her that he's never done before. He's fallen in love.
I thought he fell in love with Nikki.
Yeah, me too, but
maybe he realizes he actually wasn't in love then.
Because remember, he said, the day you left is the day I stopped loving you.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
Maybe he could just see the difference between Peyton and Nikki and how Peyton has better intentions for him than Nikki did. And she's more about herself.
Yeah.
Well, I do think you can definitely fall for somebody if they're good to your kid.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what's going to make them even more attractive. And
Definitely.
Clearly, Nikki, she's AWOL.
And then, Nathan and Lucas are playing on the river court. And then we hear Lucas from his video saying that his brother's been going through a tough time. He wishes there was more he could do to help him. Just getting along is new to them, but he guesses that's how brothers are. And then we keep hearing Lucas's voice while Jules gets home to Keith, saying, being better to each other and worse to each other than anybody else. And Lucas says he also wishes he could make things easier for his mom. Even though it's been a tough year for them, he wants her to be happy more than anything. But that doesn't change the fact that he needs to get closer to his father.
Yes. What did you think when he said that? Yeah. He wanted to basically win over his father. It's like beat him. And I was like, oh my God. But how does Lucas think he's going to do that?
I don't know.
He's a 17-year-old.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's too bad that him and Andy weren't closer, because then they would figure out that they're kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, he doesn't know what Andy's done.
And they could just work together instead of putting Karen to the structure.
Right.
But of course, as a show, it has to have drama.
Oh, yeah.
And then we end with Whitey's tape that he's watching back to school.
And this is where we find out it's him.
Talking about his high school sweetheart.
Yeah. But then did you hear him that he wants kids someday? He's like, he didn't get that, but he
she
did.
died, didn't she?
Yeah, I mean, she died, but
or they just never
had kids because he was too.
I took it as all of his kids were the boys on the team.
And that's why the camera panned over the pictures of his teams in the past.
Yeah. So it's because he did say in the video that he hopes to one day have a bunch of kids that he can mentor.
He got that.
And he got that, and it was so cute. So it's like, his video was great 50 years later, but how many are going to be that good is in this group 50 years later?
I never knew.
And then that was because we also did see a picture of Camilla on Whitey's desk. I think that was the first time we saw her. Maybe.
Are you sure? I feel like we've seen her before.
I'm not sure. Just from my memory. But and then Hillary, I believe, was the one that said that the actor who played his younger self, Whitey, was actually what's his name? In real life, his own son in real life was playing the younger version of his character in the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just can't remember his real name at the moment.
Whitey?
No, the actor that plays him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Barry?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then at the very end, Whitey cries at the end of the tape, after it ends.
I would have too.
Yeah. And then we do see a text that says, in loving memory of my father, Richard Swan, 1943 through 2005. So obviously that was Creator's dad. So then highs and lows.
You just had to put that in there?
I don't know. It's just included. So I don't know if you should mention it or not.
My high was Whitey.
I think it was Whitey ending was the end of the show.
What do you say, Jaycee?
That was definitely Whitey.
Yeah.
At the end, it made me emotional.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
So that was your high then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then your low?
My low would be that Dan took the credit for Karen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, also, I'm mad at Karen for not keeping her word and not going and helping him. And showing him tough love.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would have done.
Oh
but I don't know what I would have done.
No, you probably would have gotten your kid.
And then yours, Brittany?
The high was, for me the high was Brooke taking care of Erica.
That was a good part.
Because Erica needed someone. So,
yes, she did.
and that wasn't a boy or a man, whatever. And then the low was, I honestly didn't care for the Jake and Peyton stuff. I'm sorry for the Jake and Peyton fans. Like, I'm not a Jake and Peyton fan, so I don't.
It was a bit much, but it wasn't. I don't know. They put too much emphasis on
them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't really care for them.
You guys are gonna sleep together.
It's like, just do it already. And then also I didn't like that Dan, of course, is taking credit. Yeah. And also still manipulating Jules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my high was Brooke taking care of Erica and, playing out that cab program. It was funny because Sophia said that Brooke kind of invented Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way she did.
Yeah. And then the low was just basically Nathan doing whatever, self-sabotaging himself. Mm-hmm. But then he kind of brought Lucas in it, because he got arrested.
Lucas did that on his own. He got in the car. That's his own fault.
He shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And naked. I just can find their names. Let Nathan ruin his own life, not yours too.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Nakus.
They put their names together.
Yeah.
Wow, we got a new name going on.
Whoa. I do that so often with words. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
And then what would you rate it?
Like an 8.
I was going to say 8 too. I like this episode.
Oh. I was going to say 8.5.
Ooh.
And then your best and worst?
My best character would be...
Naked?
I'm trying to think, okay?
Cynthia?
My best is Brooke, like I said, what she did with Erica and Catherine, and figuring out that she, wants more in life than just partying and a boyfriend she can just kind of be casual with. And then the worst is Dan, because, he's trying to still make himself look like the better parent compared to Karen, and, hurt Nathan too by using Lucas, so he doesn't really care about Lucas, even though he's acting like it.
I know who my worst was.
Okay, what is it?
Tim. For saying all that BS on the tape.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, then your best?
My best
Tim was the worst.
would be... It would be Brooke, yeah. For doing all that. Helping the
I think Tim,
girl out.
I think Tim doesn't know what to do without Nathan, because we haven't seen them together for a minute.
Yeah.
True.
So he's just like...
There.
Acting reckless.
Yeah,
saying stupid stuff.
Maybe he's like wanting to look better because he doesn't really have any other friends besides Nathan, so he's kind of alone right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for me, the best was Brooke. Given that was my favorite scene. The low... Now, I would have said Lucas was the best, except for...
Thought we did high and low.
No, I meant as in
For
the best
characters.
character.
Okay.
I was, but there was something that Lucas did. Oh yeah, he said he was going to live with his dad. So I was like, yeah, you're no longer the best. So no, Brooke was the best, but the worst, guys aren't going to like me for it. It's Jake.
For which part?
He's the worst.
Why? What do you do?
He's not thinking about his child at all.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I don't care how old you are. Once you become a parent, guess what?
Step up.
That is your responsibility.
Right.
I mean, he shouldn't have come back from Savannah, because how do you know Nikki doesn't have people watching?
True.
And then they're going to call Nikki up and say, he's back.
Yeah, like I said, by this time she would have figured out that he's not in Seattle and would come back to question Payne and Brooke again, where he is. So
Yeah. So somehow it's like she's going to come back because either somebody's going to tell her, or she's going to come back because he's not there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just annoyed that he is careless of where he's leaving his child.
He really is.
So, yes, he's the worst. I'm sorry, but I'm putting this new father ahead of others. Because, yes, Dan is being bad, but, I mean, Lucas is going after him for revenge anyway.
Right.
So it's kind of like, it's, what was it, tit for tat, whatever. So they're kind of just doing it to each other at this point. Because Lucas doesn't care for Dan. He's just messing with him. And then the next episode?
There's episode 16, Somewhere a Clock is Ticking.
Oh.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us, Jaycee.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep, I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.